Sam NewsMan won't be there. Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Rich voices sing out loud. Corporate giant ship with fear. Sam's beats ring far and near. Students cheer and spread the word. Sam's the one you must have heard. From the campus to the town, no one brings the station down. Independent all the way. Sam NewsMan forever stay. Sam NewsMan won't be there. Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Rich voices sing out loud.
We could accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportions. Biblical. What do you mean this Old Testament? Yeah, Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling. More use of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice. Together. That's hysteria.
11:11. It's right on the tick. Oh, and then it just changed to 12. Oh, we did it. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Oh, lucky numbers and all of that jazz. No, but it's, it has been one of those type of weeks, roller coaster all over the place, ups and downs, smiles and frowns. It is eclipse season. You know that. You're familiar with eclipse season? Well, that's the people, the astrology people. They say that things are going to change, karma is going to burn off, and all of that jazz. But I tell you what did burn off was old Jimmy Kimmel, right? You're not seeing him around anymore. And of course, we'll get to all of that throughout the course of the program. It's always glad to be back here on the sunny, beautiful, sunny campus here at the University of Richmond. Anyways, broadcasting live, setting the standard and raising the bar. The only way a real award-winning media puppet knows how to do. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam NewsMan, and this is SideShow Infotainment, Season 7, Episode 11, Slurpee Edition. Slurpee Edition. We're calling this the Slurpee episodes, slurping up censorship all throughout the week. Everyone has their own, what is it? Well, we can't say their panties in a dizzy, can we? Well, I guess we just did. Their hair in a tizzy? I'm not really sure. But everyone's all upset about this censorship thing and saying that, oh my gosh, comedy is dead. Oh, they're going to censor comedy and everything. But it's not the case. It's not the case. And like I said, we will chat about all of that throughout the course of the program. However, being that it is Saturday morning, I tend to keep things nice and light. Now, I know last week was a very somber show. You had a chance to listen to it, talking about deception and really what's going on throughout the world and what is really just kind of lacking these days, and that is truth, being authentic and having trust in government agencies. But of course, that's all over with now, and we can all just sit back and relax and say, hey, you know what? The government would never lie to us anyway, right? Because they wouldn't. They're always looking out for your best interest, even since Roswell. I'm telling you what, that's the case. But we are here, like I said, and also tip of the cap, Mary Murr, first as usual, Lone Dragon. Was it Regret Codex? I see Collected Disconnect. In goes one, a whole bunch of people here joining into the chat. We are broadcasting live. That's a real radio microphone over there, ladies and gentlemen. So we are broadcasting on WDCE 90.1 FM. But also we have the Sam cams up, live and running. We have the Sam cams up. Let's see here. Oh, Skydro Walker's just coming in. Hubble is here as well. TNT Nate, Delmas, all of these people joining in to the show. But we do have the Sam cams live up and running. Also, what is this? Oh, yeah, like I said, Real Radio microphone number one. We have the Sam Cam Instagram feed live here. So Instagram Live is one of them. We also have Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. So that's 5 different ways that you can not only hear my beautiful puppet voice, but also see my beautiful puppet face. Because listen, if you're just listening on the radio, you might be saying, well, listen, you know what? I need to see. That voice is just so amazing and beautiful. There's got to be a beautiful face to go along with it. And you know what? You're absolutely right. There is. So that way you can watch us here on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. And, of course, I want to just say a tip of the cap to my buddy Exertus, who allows us to mirror these streams on his channels as well. He has almost, 130,000 subscribers. So we end up getting a whole bunch of people who end up coming in over from his community too. So tip of the cap to all of you. Let's see here. 5 Leaf Clover is here. Aaron is here. Ash Bailey is here. A couple of people here as well. Now, I will be talking to the producer Jordan here after this first segment. But the first segment, I always like to bring in the professor. You know, it is Saturday morning, and it wouldn't be Saturday morning without cartoons and all the magical stuff of Saturday morning. And so what we'll do here first is we'll bring Dave on in. So I think Dave is here. Jordan, could you patch Dave in through to us over here, I think, and that way we can have him on there. So, but, you know, the whole thing about cartoons, Saturday mornings, there's always something else to learn about. You know, we all are familiar with the cartoons and we're familiar with these things, but I always have to bring the professor along because he has a little bit more insight, tells us a little bit more information about these cartoons, and I am so happy to say that the professor is with us now. Professor, I see you. I see your mask, your luchador mask, a different one from the first week because you said you had masks for days, but Professor, how are you, sir?
I'm here, Sam. I'm here.
Yes, you are. And like I said, looking beautiful per usual. Now, it's interesting. We were talking about September. September being the month where a lot of cartoons premiered. And we have a whole list of cartoons. I think I sent you the list, the final list. Now, mixtapes, the show that's before this one, is part of our Super Saturday mornings. You have Art with Get Lost from 7 to 9. You have mixtapes from 9 to 11. And then here we are. But Sir Philosopher is always generous enough to play some of the cartoon themes that we go over here on this show. And I guess we'll kick it right off with some of the premieres, because September is always premiere. It was always premiere season for a lot of cartoons. So, Professor, let's just kick it right off right now with Tailspin. Everybody's familiar with the Jungle Book. But what's this whole Tailspin about? It seems like it's the same characters, but a whole different thing. What's going on with this show?
Well, honestly, it is kind of a weird idea. I mean, you're right about the Jungle Book. I mean, here it is. They took the characters from the Jungle Book, which was set like, I think when it was written, like 19th century Indian jungles. And it's like, okay, so now we're going to put them in like a 1930s situation, and Baloo is a bush pilot.
Right. Yeah, he is a
like, oh, okay.
Whatever, right?
I mean, okay. That's a high concept.
Yeah, but this is part of that whole Disney afternoon thing. So, when did this show premiere actually, and how many episodes was there?
65 episodes. So standard Monday through Friday. Made its debut September 7th, 1990. and ran to August 8th, 1991.
Gotcha. Well, like you said, it is a weird concept, and it's, I don't know. Did you ever have a favorite character from the show?
Don Carnage.
Don Carnage. Oh man! And who was Don Carnage again? Let the audience.
I mean, Jim Cummings just. Jim Cummings, basically, it's like if Ricky Ricardo decided to become an air pirate.
Right? Yeah. Oh man, what a great show! Now, a couple of other shows. Now, like I said, this September being premiere season. Now, this is very interesting. One of my favorites, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Tell us about this one.
Oh boy, that one. Well, actually, a funny aside, that was one of the premiere shows on Fox Kids.
Okay, now Fox Kids being different because most people are familiar with ABC, CBS, but then Fox did their own thing coming out of the gate in the early 90s, if I recall. And this was one of those shows that was part of that premiere.
Yes, September 8th, 1990. Now, Killer Tomatoes. September 8th, 1990. 21 episodes ran until November 23rd, 1991. That was actually one of the first shows to use CGI.
Oh, okay. So what was
and the logo?
What was the show? Oh, it was the logo. Like, I guess during the intro.
Yeah, that was the only part, but still, that's notable.
It's something. It is something now, but this is based off of a movie, and then there was a follow-up movie, and so there's those connections there too, right?
Well, there's actually a Jim Henson connection.
Wait, hold on, wait. Old Uncle Jim has a connection to the Attack of the Killer Tomato. You got to tell me this. What's going on there?
Okay, well, first there was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That was meant as like a parody of B movies from the 1950s. It came and it went, and it was okay. Kind of a late night TV staple. Well, for the TV show Muppet Babies, and one thing about that show is each episode they would typically feature footage from a film, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, so on, so on, so on. Well, for one episode, they called it Attack of the Silly Tomatoes, and they had footage from Killer Tomatoes. And that was the highest rated episode they ever had at that point. And so somebody at New Line, which owned Marvel at the time, figured, there might be something here. So they actually contacted the makers of the original film and said, hey, we have about $1 million. How would you like to do a sequel? And they said, yeah, let's do it. So they did Return to the Killer Tomatoes, and they also developed a Saturday morning cartoon about the same time, and same premise as the movie. Basically, Dr. Gangrene. He's not a mad scientist; he is an angry scientist.
Right, because there's a big difference.
Develops tomato people. Yeah. Right. And unleashes them upon San Zucchini every week, and it's just wacky.
It sounds wacky. Sounds bizarre.
It is.
Well, listen, there's other bizarre ones coming here. Now, I know that we did play Beetlejuice, and of course, we'll get to Beetlejuice again when we get closer to Christmas. But that was one that premiered.
Stop saying the name, Sam.
No, how many? Have I said it 3 times already? Stop. Well, let me stop.
No,
I think it was twice. Okay, so we won't say it again. The B guy. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So we'll get to the B guy next month, closer to Halloween. Now, we only got a couple of moments here left, but I do want to get 2 of these shows. One is your deep cut, which we'll get to in a week. You got the Dr. Otto hand going on over there. For the first one out of the 2 is Kid Video. So talk a little bit about Kid Video. What's this show all about?
Well, Kid Video, that was a DIC show. Ran on NBC, 26 episodes. ran September 8th, 1984 to December 7th, 1985. If you could somehow just like distill the 80s like into a physical object or a physical form, this would be it.
Yeah.
Basically, this band called Kid Video, and they're real people. In fact, Robbie Wrist, cousin Oliver himself, is the keyboardist. Well, they're just jamming in a storage unit as you do when this evil cartoon overlord sucks them into a cartoon universe, makes them cartoons. They get a fairy who wears leg warmers because, yeah. Like, and I love at the end, it's like, what's going on? I'll explain later.
Right.
And they actually have music videos in the show. Because it's the 80s, you got to have music videos. Right. And they have, and the evil bad guy, like his henchmen are all anthropomorphic cats who dress as a new wave band. Like if you somehow could just work the Transformers and Mr. T into this, it would be the 80s, the series.
Right. Yeah. The 1980s, the cartoon series. Now, how long did this show even last? Was it just a couple episodes, or did they actually make a nice run?
26 episodes, so about 2 seasons.
Oh, okay, and that's 2 seasons back in there, because we always talk about syndication being 65. So
right. Well, this was made for Saturday morning, so a standard length would be about 13 episodes.
Gotcha. So Kid Video is great. I see TNT Nate over there. He's over here texting on the Instagram feed. Once again, remind everybody, we are broadcasting live on WDC 90.1 FM. And then we also are here on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Oh. So we're also streaming on all those places. But TNT Nate says that, hey, you know what? I was watching Kid Video just last night. So that's pretty awesome. Okay.
And as a funny aside, Kid Video, crazy popular in the Middle East. They actually had their own brand of yogurt.
Wait a minute. There was Kid Video yogurt? And
yes.
It wasn't here in the States?
No, not they weren't that popular, Sam.
Well, I'm just going to say right now, I feel robbed. I feel like that all the 80s kids, or if you want to sit there and talk about your action figures and toys, and you're telling me that across the pond they had Kid Video yogurt and we didn't, that just really just grinds my gears.
They weren't popular enough for action figures, but they were enough for yogurt.
Right, yeah. No action figures, but they have their own brand of yogurt. They don't even release it here stateside. I smell a conspiracy. I really do. Okay, now, Professor, the last one is your deep cut of the week. And that is, what is it, Wolfman Video? It's got to be Wolfman Jack related. I guess I'm confused here, but what's going on here?
Wolf Rock TV. Well, it's crazy. Supposedly in the late 80s, they put Wolf Rock and Kid Video in a package and made it a syndicated show. I never saw that, so I have no idea. But Wolf Rock for years was considered lost media.
What do you mean lost media? Explain us that.
Meaning it's gone. It was made. Dick Clark and DIC teamed up and ran from September 8th, 1984 to October 20th, 1984. 7 episodes. The ratings were so bad, allegedly Dick Clark had the master tapes destroyed.
So is there any way to find this? Was it somebody, kind of captured on a VHS somewhere?
Well, somebody uploaded first episode. It's online if you can find it. And basically it's like, okay, Wolfman Jack, this is a celebrity cartoon. Wolfman Jack was a disc jockey. He was actually in quite a few films. You might remember him from American Graffiti. But right. Wolfman Jack he is the main star of Wolf Rock TV. And it's like, oh, the show tried to be a lot of things. It'd be like a Saturday morning show. It's like, oh, it's Wolfman Jack, and he has a jive talking parrot, and he's got a bunch of teens who get into shenanigans. But there would also be music news and music videos.
And this was on
like
what kind of music videos? Like just standard MTV stuff?
Yes, they showed a music video. First episode had music videos from Huey Lewis and the News and Stevie Wonder.
Well, hey, you can't go wrong with Huey Lewis and the News. So that's definitely.
But yeah, it's like they're trying to do it like a bit too many things at once. And the main plot of the first episode, it's like a bunch of no good Nick punks. They're going to steal from the Museum of Rock and Roll and all the giant instruments. It's like, well, that's just kind of dumb.
Nah, that's just. I
mean, it's like one of the punks breaks his guitar. It's like, oh, I'm going to steal the King's guitar, and the King's guitar is like 15 feet long. It's like, no, you're not.
No.
You're not going to play that.
Not going to happen. All right, well, Professor, listen, I'm going to get your thoughts on just two more things here, real quick. Tonight is WrestlePalooza, if I'm not mistaken. It's WrestlePalooza.
Yes.
There's two matches that I wanted to get your thoughts on and predictions on. The first match is going to be Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, husband and wife, versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. So who's going to win this match? What do you think about that?
This might be the first time they had two couples actually fight.
Legit couples. I know it's going to be very interesting, but who you got?
Yeah. I'm going to go Punk and Lee.
All right, Punk and Lee they're going to go over on Seth and Becky. So that's the prediction. I think that you might be right with that one. And of course, the other main event that people are looking forward to one more time, I guess, is going to be John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar making his debut back, I think, around SummerSlam. Everybody was excited about that. And of course, we knew that eventually he would be facing John Cena. So Brock Lesnar and John Cena, Professor, who do you got?
Well, it's not December, so clearly Cena's they're going to have him keep wrestling. Right. I'm going to say Cena.
Yeah, you got to let Cena keep winning these, all the way to the end. The whole, the last time is now and all of that jazz. Just makes for a good, feel-good story, and Cena definitely has earned it. Should be a good match. I know that Brock Lesnar has been really excited and, going out of his way to make sure that this really is something memorable, because they did have some memorable matches back in the day. All right, well, Professor, listen, we have to cut it short and to cut it short. We've been longer than anyways, but it's 11:33 here. But Professor, we're going to be back next week. Do you have anything that you wanted to preview or give us a little hint of what's coming up?
Okay. Well, I just want to say happy birthday to Betty Boop, who made her debut in August 9th, 1930.
Oh, happy birthday, Betty. God love you. We love you. All right. Well, listen, Professor, we'll be back next week. You have a great rest of the weekend, sir. And we'll be back once again, I said, next week to talk about some more cartoons and premieres that usually happen during the month of September. You have a good one, sir.
Yeah. You too.
All right. That is the Professor joining us. Like I said, it is 11:33 here on the 20th day of September, the year 2025. It's always interesting. You would see these new cartoons every September. New cartoons would premiere. They'd premiere on Saturday mornings. They would premiere during the week. And it was always a fun time. So I'm very fortunate that we always have the Professor to come in here and just give us a little rundown of some of those popular cartoons as we move through the month of September. We've been doing this now for 7 years. 7 years now. This is season 7, episode 11, Slurpee episode. What is it? The Slurpee edition? We need to make a ring, a nice ring to it. I'm not sure. I just know I saw 7-Eleven and I said, Slurpee, Slurpee, it's Slurpee Day. Well, not like, well, it is Slurpee Day. At least for us it is. You know, Slurpee Day is usually July 11th. But that's interesting. So a couple other people here in the chat. I see Go Figure Go. I see Dead Man, Toy Mercs as well. We are all Toy Mercs. That's right. Go follow them all over social media. Toy Mercs. Not Sure. Shout out to Not Sure. Well, I know that's the name. Not Sure. Big M saying there right there. We are all Toy Mercs. So that's that. Michelle Stevens as well. Who else do we have here? A couple of other people here joining into the show. Was it Gunter Nova? Gunter Nova? I think it's Gunter Nova. Tip of the cap to you, Gunter Nova. RGZ Mac. Let's see here. He's down there as well. So once again, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting WDCE 90.1 FM out of the University of Richmond. It's a real radio microphone, ladies and gentlemen. Real radio microphone. And broadcasting live. The Samcam's up and running on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. All over social media. Old World Maniac is here. No, was it Mike Micmac? Well, Old World Micmac. You can't hardly even see. Old World Micmac. That has a nice ring to it. But everyone's here in the chat. There's definitely a chat going on. As here, Lone Dragon's asking, is there a delay in his broadcast? No, I don't think that there was. Sometimes there is a little bit of delay when you are with people, whether it be phone or the connections and stuff. So sometimes there might be a slight delay, but it sounded like everything was going well. Now, like I was telling you earlier, has been one of those weeks where everyone seems to have their panties in a tizzy, their hair in a bun, or whatever, because of this whole Jimmy Kimmel thing. I mean, did you see what he said? He said something to the effect of that the Charlie Kirk shooter was MAGA, which is not true. And I think that was probably the big part of all of the hullabaloo. But then out of nowhere, I mean, he made a couple of jokes, and whether or not that you find them funny or not, that's on you and your sense of humor. But the immediate aftermath, all of a sudden, is where everyone starts to get upset and says that, oh, well, Jimmy Kimmel has been censored. The FCC chair came out, and there was Disney that decided to pull his show because they said that he was going to actually double down on what he had said on Wednesday. So come Wednesday, Tuesday is when things were starting to get crazy. And Wednesday, it was just all over the place. The fact that Jimmy Kimmel had been censored, and people were saying, oh, well, you know what? It's the First Amendment, and, this is terrible. But, I don't ever remember anyone being upset when other people had been taken off the air. But then again, they said, oh, well, it's not comedy. And then people are now saying, oh, well, comedy is dead. And it's like, you can't be a comedian anymore. And so they try to sit there and do these false equivalencies, and because you remember, people like Tucker Carlson, they were taken off the air. AOC was celebrating it, but then all of a sudden now Jimmy Kimmel gets taken off the air, and people say, "No, it's the death of the First Amendment." And it's like, well, hold on, wait a minute. What about the death of the First Amendment back then? That's kind of what I want to know. And it seems like it's just a bunch of just false anger, false righteousness, I don't, whatever the term is, but they're just sitting there going back and forth. Everyone's upset. The question is will Jimmy Kimmel get his job back? Will the show get his job back? Because what happened is the decision to pull him came all the way up from the top of Disney head executive himself, CEO Bob Iger. So this was Iger's decision. And but then people would say, oh, well, it's because of old Orange 47. Orange 47 is turning up the heat. This goes back also to when old Colbert, back a couple months ago, they said that they were going to get rid of his show. Only because there was, they said, oh, well, once again, it's the administration and they're trying to kill comedy. And that's like, no, it's because the show is losing money because of how much he's getting paid. Not to mention that the show with Kimmel is also losing money. You know, the advertisers are having a hard time trying to advertise on the show. So don't get it twisted and try to say, oh, well, censorship and, oh, it's the death of comedy. And, Orange 47 and his FCC is trying to silence comedians and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. That's not the case. So just make sure that you use a little bit more wisdom when you sit there and think about this, and stop just this whole idea of being angry and all of that. Just absolutely silly, ridiculous. It is 11:40. Ding, ding, ding. Tip of the cap to the producer over there here on the 20th day of September, the year 2025. Now, one of the interesting things is that we talk about censorship, and we talk about censorship and all things of the sort. I'd like to bring in the producer who does the show here online. Now, like I said, we have the producers here in studio, but we do have a producer who's also back here with us as well, doing the things here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. And Jordan, I got to ask you, you know what? Now that it seems like the death of comedy and censorship is just running rampant, you just started a new podcast. Are you concerned that you're going to get it pulled?
Not really. I mean, I'm still a beginner, to say the least. So I think this cancel culture or consequence culture or whatever you want to call it, for the most part, is mostly applying to people who are famous or have a big platform. I mean, I know there are some people who have been getting in trouble at their work about things they're saying about Charlie Kirk and stuff like that. And maybe I know the whole not talking bad about Israel thing in the US is growing. And, Marco Rubio even has the potential to pull passports and whatnot from people. Just, disgusting displays of power. But for myself, I wouldn't be too worried. I mean, I'm not really one to jump out and say, very hurtful things to begin with. So, I wouldn't say that. But I mean, I kind of agree what you're saying about Jimmy Kimmel. I think his time maybe it just has come. I mean, the late night comedy is, it's fine for some people who don't necessarily go out of their way to find really good comedy. But I mean, it's not necessarily a product that we need, or we need an abundance. We do have an abundance of it. And I mean, these guys are getting paid a lot of money. And if they're not making the money, I mean, what else can you really say? But yeah, as for myself, again, I wouldn't be too worried. If I do have the benefit of being blessed and I can grow my platform, then, you just got to read the room sometimes. I mean, there's people who just, like Andrew Tate, who will just run off at the mouth and doesn't really care. And I mean, that seems to work for him, right? So I guess it just depends on who you want to be and how you want to be it. But yeah, I don't necessarily feel worried for myself.
Wearing that hat of yours right now, I wouldn't feel worried either, because you know what? That hat is amazing. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're broadcasting live. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X at Sam Newsman, all over social media, also being mirrored on Exertus' channels as well. First time I've seen you with that hat, sir. So the question is where'd you get that hat? Where does it come from? Is there a story behind it?
Not necessarily. I mean,
just got it off the rack. You were like, "Oh, I like that one. Let me buy it."
No, I do have like a small hat collection of like fedora brim type hats.
Aaron in the chat is asking. He says, "Is that considered a Stetson?"
I don't think. No.
No.
This one's from Gurin Bros.
Gotcha.
They had when I used to live in Toronto, they used to have a store there, and when COVID came, it went out of business. So I was able to buy quite a few hats at a decent price. And I mean, that's just kind of, now that fall's coming, I can start wearing them a lot more without sweating them up, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I like the nice hats So yeah, it's kind of one of my little things.
Well, I like it. Maybe the whole consequence culture will be in reverse, and your podcast will shoot to the top of the ladders. And so, speaking of the podcast, you're now doing it again. You did it a while back, but you said you fired it all up again. Go ahead and tell the audience what you got going on. When is it, and what's it all about? The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, so I run the Divulgence podcast. I started it back, I think, not too long after the start of COVID, and I was able to do a good handful of episodes, like 30, 39, 40 episodes, before I had to put a bit of a pause on it. And yeah, now I'm happy to say that it's officially back. I do have 4 new episodes out now, so you can go check them out on YouTube. I used to have channels on like Odyssey and Rumble and whatnot. I'm going to have to update those soon. But for now, if you want all the most up-to-date episodes, you can check them out on YouTube and Spotify. And I guess wherever you get your audio version of podcasts, you can probably find it. Yeah, I do have 4 new episodes out now. I just put out an episode with William Ramsey, who's been on the show many times. We talk about the Manchurian Candidate movie. I had Noah Campbell of Facing North Astrology on, and we did a bit of a crash course in astrology. So we're going to have him on a couple more times as time goes on to talk about astrology, because it's something that I haven't really learned much about. So I'm going to kind of learn along with the audience. And then I have 2 episodes that I did with Exertus and Thomas from Paranoid America. We talked about George Floyd in one, and then we kind of got spicy. We did a bit of human sacrifice and adrenochrome kind of topics.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm happy that that I've brought it back. I also have a episode on Sunday with Steve Poikinen from Slow News Day. We're going to just be getting into some recent events. No main topic for that one. And then later in the week, I believe Donut's going to be coming on to talk about some stuff. But yeah, generally the show is, I like to discuss all sorts of different stuff from, history, be it just general history, or if it's like scandals or conspiracies, true crime, stuff like that. But I also like to get into, kind of spiritual topics, or like I said, I'm getting into astrology. So yeah, a lot of different topics. So if people have like a guest they want to recommend or a topic, you can check me out on Twitter, or you can email me at divulgencepod@gmail.com. I'm always open to feedback or advice or recommendations. So yeah, if you guys please enjoy the show. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I'm very happy that I'm able to come back and do it. And there's a lot of great people that have been on the show, and that I'm going to be bringing on the show. So I'm excited to share all that stuff with you. But I guess I would just add one of the main underlying themes of the show is just to find truth in events, phenomena, any concept, and just have a discussion about it. So yeah, thanks for giving me a chance to share that with your people.
Oh, absolutely. It's always an honor to have you. Like I said, you're doing a great job, and we did the whole Best of Richmond thing. So I will bring it up that we do have the banquet this Thursday.
Oh, right on.
The banquet. Yeah, so we'll find out exactly
That's
where
when you
the
find
land
out.
is, whether it's first, second, or third.
First.
Yeah, so everyone, we'll see. We'll see if it's first, we'll finish the story and we'll go off into the sunset here at the end of the year.
Oh, sure.
And that would be great. Now, you did mention Paranoid American. I'll actually be on with him tonight.
Oh, right on.
7:00 Eastern time. I'll be with Paranoid American. He has some Marvel Masterpiece card packs that he's going to open up. Now, Marvel Masterpiece, it was a card collection back from 1992. The artist name was Joe Jusko, And just recently, they decided to re-release the set. I think add a couple of more characters. There was a big old Kickstarter book and campaign a couple of months back, and I'm very familiar with that. But that's always been my favorite collection of Marvel artwork. So he's going to be opening up some card packs, and we're going to be going and seeing who he ends up picking out with this new Platinum Edition Marvel Masterpiece 1992 redo or whatever, however you say it. I'm not a card person collector, a current one, although the whole card thing is coming back lately. Have you noticed this? What's going on with the whole like collecting cards thing? Like it's like 1990 all over again.
Yeah, it's really coming back. Sorry, quick question. Is he opening old packs or new packs?
No, it's these new packs.
Newer packs.
This new Platinum Edition, Platinum whatever or something. So yeah, no, if he was opening old packs, I'd tell him to stash those away somewhere.
Yeah.
No, don't open those. No. So, but
I totally agree. Yeah, the whole card collecting's totally coming back. I think maybe YouTube and being able to share what you have with the world, in addition to seems to be a lot of streamers and bigger influence streamers that are into that thing. So they buy the really rare cards and show them off and whatnot. Like I think Jake Paul does that. But yeah, it's really growing again. It's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't get into it because I think I don't know. I mean, I guess people are making money off it, but it's just not something that I would want to start grifting with. That's for sure.
Back in the day when we had baseball cards, what we would do is we'd open them up and then put them on our bicycles. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it would make your bicycle sound like a little motor. Like yeah. So but yeah, that's tonight. Me with Paranoid American. It's
that's great. I'll check that out.
So yeah, definitely check it out. We'll be going over Marvel Masterpiece cards and the artwork of Joe Jusko. But listen, hey Jordan, thanks so much. Appreciate you being a part of the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Hard work. Look forward to chatting with you next week and hearing what you can talk about this week on the Divulgent podcast. So you have a good one, sir.
Thank you, Sam, and you have a good show tonight, my friend. Take care.
Yes, sir. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is Jordan doing all the social media and the video producing here on the other side of this show. And we have some more stuff coming eventually in the future, and that me and Jordan are going to be involved with. Also, Deep Cut Dave, also going to bring in TNT Nate eventually, talking about Marvel Versus, the whole Versus series. Not even Marvel, just Versus in general. There's nobody who I know other than TNT Nate that can sit there and say, hey, you know what? If you put this character versus that character, who would win? And TNT Nate breaks it all down. But we'll have more on that in the future. So, but once again, you can follow me all over social media at Sam Newsman. That's at Sam Newsman all over social media is where you're going to find me. And that's pretty much it for the show. Oh, yeah, I know. If you do want to hear Citizen Germ's Mr. Rogers segment, you want to make sure you're listening to us. Download the Live 365 app, search WDCE. Radio only segment here coming up with Citizen Germ. Or you can also go to WDCE.org or WDCE.net. Of course, if you're local here in the Richmond area, it's just WDCE 90.1 FM. But that's Citizen Germ. He'll be here in just a few moments talking about his little Mr. Rogers segment here at the end of the show. And yeah, like I said, at Sam Newsman all over social media. That's where you're going to find me. Throughout the week, shoot me a DM. You can slide. Okay, you know what? My DMs are open for you to slide in them. Right? Okay. So isn't that what the kiddies say? Yeah. So you can slide up in my DMs if you want, and I will respond when I do have the time. So with that, once again, here on this 20th day of September, the year 2025, it is 11:55. And we'll close it out there, singing our song that we always do as we end the show. Oh, through political correctness, we can't see life as it may be. That world hidden from you and me. I just laugh and start to sing. Ha 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 ha! It's SideShow Infotainment. politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Oh, that Game of Thrones is what they play, a house of cards just day by day, voters losing every way. It's just like I always say. Oh, it's SideShow, Infotainment, politicians and news anchors. Well, not me. And talking points that make my eardrums bleed. The most trusted puppet in media is me. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam, NewsMan.